She looked at me a bit puzzled and said, "The finger who?" Yes, fellow Toastmasters and our guests, today you too will learn how the Finger Lakes emerged as a world-class wine destination. My wife just got over the fact we weren't traveling abroad as we were packing for our trip. We loaded up the car, and as she snapped her seatbelt into place, she said, "I can't wait to drink a great Cabernet." I said, "I'll stop at the package store in order for you to do so." White wines reign supreme in the Finger Lakes. And as you can imagine, that comment made for an enjoyable 6-hour trek to our destination. Now, before we unscrew any corks on these bottled wines, let's go back a myriad number of years in the past, to the Ice Age. During the Ice Age, massive glaciers carved deep trenches into existing river valleys. When the Ice Age was ending about 10,000 years ago, the glaciers slowly dissipated and disappeared, and these massive trenches were formed into 11 lakes. Early map makers thought the lakes looked like fingers, hence the Finger Lakes name was born. They are located in central New York State, just west of Syracuse and south of Rochester. Among the biggest of the lakes are Canandaigua, Cayuga, Keuka, and Seneca. Cayuga and Seneca are also among the deepest lakes in all of North America and home to many of the vineyards in the region. The region's terroir, or complete environment in which your wine is produced, can be characterized by the lake effect climate along the shorelines. The glaciers are responsible for creating these ideal grape growing conditions. As they moved, they deposited a shallow layer of topsoil along sloping shale beds. This provides for good soil drainage, which is crucial in the grape growing process. The lakes also provide protection to the vineyards in extreme weather conditions. They retain the summer's warmth on cool fall nights, and the steep shorelines allow no home for the cold, dense air to settle. Instead, it slides into the lake where it's warmed, and then it's risen above the vineyards. This process is reversed in the spring, and the cold water prevents any budding until the danger of the last frost has passed. As I mentioned, white varietals thrive in the Finger Lakes, and it's due to the cooler, shorter growing seasons as compared to the growing seasons in Napa and Sonoma, California that are long and hot. The cooler climate is very similar to that of the Rhine River Valley in Germany, where some of the world's finest Rieslings are produced. It is no coincidence that Riesling is a predominant grape grown in the Finger Lakes. In 1962, Dr. Konstantin Frank, a Ukrainian immigrant with a PhD in viticulture, produced the first commercially successful vinifera grapes, or grapes of European origin, in the Finger Lakes. It started a revolution. Today, there are well over 100 vineyards along 7 of the lakes. We were there for 5 days, and I gave it my best shot to visit each one. If you ever do find yourself in the Finger Lakes, be sure to stop at Dr. Frank's Vinifera Wine Cellar. Not only are their wines a great representation of the wines produced in the area, but they offer free tastings. It's a win-win. Other varietals that are grown in the Finger Lakes are Gewürztraminer and Pinot Gris. Chardonnay is up and coming, as well as some red varietals such as Pinot Noir or Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot are also produced, but they usually fall short on quality as those longer, hotter, drier seasons are needed. When I'm in a wine region, I want to drink the best wines that they can produce. So, when I'm in the tasting rooms, I strictly ordered the white wines. I would skip the red wines just as I would skip ordering the chicken at Peter Luger's. This evening, this weekend, whenever you are in your local package store and you are browsing for a new bottle of wine, if you come across a bottle of Riesling from the Finger Lakes, I want you to remember the massive glaciers that tore through the Earth's crust to form the lake. I want you to remember that those wines were more than 10,000 years in the making. I want you to remember the lake effect climate that caused the grapes to thrive. And I want you to remember, if it wasn't for a Ukrainian immigrant by the name of Frank, who took a chance at producing wines just 6 hours from my future home in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, my wife may have gotten that trip to Tuscany. Thank you. This is Toastmasters.